In this movie, we're going to take a look at a number of other ways in which we can use regular expressions. And we're going to explore some of the more complex syntax that we can use within our regular expressions. We're going to use the same format here of script, except that we're storing the regular expression within this variable here, and then simply referencing the variable within this function. But it works in exactly the same way. One way that we can choose multiple patterns within a regular expression is to use an operator like this. The same operator that we use within our PHP scripts, normally double to mean or, we use on its own within a regular expression, and it means pretty much the same thing as it does when we use it to mean or. This, for instance, will return true if any of these strings are found within the sentence string. So in this case, if we test in our browser, the regular expression was found. That's because it found thank you within the sentence string. If we'd have used thanks, it would have worked just as well. We can use the normal brackets if we wish to divide off an or part of our regular expression from any other part. For instance, if we wanted to find any of the days of the week, we could simply split them up like this. And that would find any of the days of the week. For instance, if we included Saturday, it's found that regular expression too. The reason is that it found this part of the string and then it matched it to this part. It would have worked equally well for Thursday or any other day of the week. Another thing we can use within regular expressions is a wildcard symbol, and this is the dot. Similar to the concatenation operator that we've used in our normal PHP scripts, it means something quite different within a regular expression. Say if we used this string, the and then a space and then dot and then O and then P. Now that will match it's the cops, because this dot can stand for any character. So in this case, C can be used to stand in for this dot. So if we check that in our browser, it's found the regular expression. It's accepted that regular expression as true when compared to this string. However, if we were to say it's the chops, for instance, and try that in our browser, we'll find that it's not happy with that. The reason for that is that this dot here only stands for one character. If we wanted to let it stand for one character or more, we could use the plus operator. And if we save that and check in our browser, we'll find that now it's accepted it, because it would allow one or more of any character, in which case this would be CH. We can also use the wildcard character to specify, for instance, the number of characters in the entire string. If we use our beginning of the string operator, then a dot, and then by using these curly brackets we specify how many wildcard characters we want to find, i.e. any character at all, we could say 10 characters. And then we need to put this dollar sign at the end. And these two symbols together will lock the rest of the regular expression in here to each end of the string. So this effectively says that for any string with only 10 characters, no more and no less, the regular expression will evaluate true. We can also use square brackets if we wish to specify certain characters that can stand in the place of a character, but say that any other character will not evaluate to true. So for instance, this will allow us to evaluate the cat as true, the hat as true, and the bat as true, but not the vat. The vat would evaluate to false, because V is not any one of these characters. And also, this would evaluate to false, because although we have a C and an H, both of which are in here, the square brackets only stand for one character. If we wanted it to stand for more than one character, we could add a plus, as we did with the wildcard character. We could also use ranges of characters, such as A to Z will show any of the lowercase characters, or A to Z will specify any of the uppercase characters. If we want to specify any letter at all, we can use this. This specifies either a character within the range lowercase a to lowercase z, or a character within the range uppercase A to uppercase Z. We can also use within the square brackets this symbol. And this symbol allows us to specify that whatever we've said apart from it within the square brackets, we want to reverse. It's the equivalent of the not or bang symbol that we use within our regular PHP scripts. So in other words, what it's looking for there is something that's not a letter. So the 8AT, that would be acceptable, but the BAT, that would not be acceptable. Things can get a little complicated when we wish to use some of the special characters that are prescribed for use within regular expression syntax. So for instance, this regular expression, A, then the plus symbol, and then B, will evaluate this is true, or this, or any number of A's followed by B. However, we simply put in A plus B, go to our browser, it's failed. Now this seems quite counterintuitive, because surely within that sentence, clearly these sequence of characters have been found. Well, the reason for that is that this plus symbol is evaluated to mean what the special character means within regular expression syntax. We use the backslash character to escape the character immediately following it. So what that tells PHP is that this plus sign is to be treated as a literal plus sign and not to say anything about the number of A's that we're allowed to use within our sentence. So to take a quick look at that in the browser, it's found the regular expression successfully. We can do the same. We can use the backslash character to escape any other of our special characters, such as curly brackets, normal brackets, any of the characters that you've learned in these last two movies. Again, this is quite a lot to digest, and I suggest that you take the time to have a play with regular expressions. And in our next movie, which is going to be a short one, we're just going to have a look at a way of using regular expressions to replace variable strings within a string.